Hey everybody, Marcos Villegas here, being joined with Robert Garcia, the trainer of his brother Mikey Garcia, Brandon Rios, and a ton of other fighters. First, before we get to your brother, I want to know a bit about how Brandon's looking, and more in specific, what do you think is the difference now between the first experience you had with him and now the second one with Donald being the head trainer and you chiming in and helping out as well?
Look, when we got back together, Brandon called me. We started texting, and then I called him, and he kind of gave me. He wasn't very happy with the team where he was at, and he says, I got to find another gym. I got to find another trainer. He told me who he had in mind, and I said, look, Brandon. I'm gonna drive to Oxnard right now. I was having breakfast with my wife. I drove to Oxnard, and on the way over there, I called Donald. I said, we're all gonna meet. We're gonna build the team back together. Brandon was happy. He wasn't really happy with the name, the places, the gyms that he wanted to train, but he didn't have any other option. I told him, look, bro, we're gonna do this for you. We're gonna get back together. His wife was there. Brandon promised us that he was going to do it right, that he was going to stay healthy, eat healthy, and train hard. And that's what he's been doing since, bro. He comes to my gym twice a week for sparring, and man, he's giving my young guys, all they could handle. My young guys are young, hungry, strong, and Brandon's in there, the kids can hang with them. We started out with Josito Lopez, strong, heavy, but now I have nothing but young guys because I want Brandon to be ready. I want Brandon to prepare for a young, strong Danny Garcia. I'm hoping. We're training for the Danny Garcia that beat Lucas Matisse and looked great doing it. That's what me and Donald talked about, and Donald's doing his job back home in Oxnard when it comes to the mitts and everything. And we're on the phone every day talking about how's everything going. So I think we're in a good camp. We've done a great job.
I know last time I spoke to you about this, you mentioned to me that you guys had just gotten too comfortable with each other, and there was a line that was kind of crossed, kind of blurred between friend and coach. This time around, how have you been able to separate that, and how hard has that been, given that you guys naturally just get along with each other and are very comfortable with each other?
Look, before, it just came to a point where, Brandon just, we were just too close, too good of friends, where he didn't listen, or he wouldn't do what I wanted him to do. He wouldn't follow instructions, and especially the last fight when he fought Timothy Bradley, he hardly even trained for that fight. And when he had to make weight, he had to lose 20 pounds the day of the weigh-in, so it wasn't even pretty. It was ugly. But when we met with with Donald again and Brandon's wife, we told him, you got to make that promise, and you got to respect our decisions. You got to respect what we tell you. If we tell you got to do this, you got to do it. And he's been doing everything. He's like a new kid wanting to become a world champion again. For the first time, even though he already accomplished so much, he's made very good money in his fights. He's hungry again and doing what it takes to become a world champion for the first time.
Something certainly you haven't seen from him then in a very long time, given this rededication, him being on weight, him having drive. For you, do you think he sees the urgency that this is the last part of his career and he needs to do everything that he can to make up for the past mistakes?
Look, I think he's doing it because he learned from his past mistakes. I don't think he's doing it because he sees an urgency towards the end of his career. I don't think so. I think he's doing it because he loves it and he wants to and he wants to do better than what everybody expects him to do. Because everybody, for many years, Brandon always had that weight problem. Always gained a lot of weight, and he just wants to prove everybody wrong. He wants to prove that he could do it again, like he did when he beat Anthony Peterson, Acosta, those type of fighters. That's what he wants to prove everybody that he could do it. With Donald, Donald in control of how many rounds he's doing of mid work and back work and everything. Doing everything he's doing. We had an early workout today, and he did mids like crazy. Then Donald tells him, "I still want you to do 6 in the back," and he goes and does 6 in the back, like a young hungry kid, and that tells me the hunger that he's got.
How old is he right now, Brandon? He's like
Brandon is like 31. Yeah, like 31.
So he's still young.
1 year older than Mike.
He's still young. He got a lot left.
Yeah, exactly.
In terms of the reception to the fight and your guys' view to it, a lot of fans, and I would think Danny and Angel, think that it can be a tough fight, but they know that they're the favorites in the fight. How do you guys perceive that, and do you think it works better for you because people were expecting the Brandon of old, and from what you were telling me, it's a completely different Brandon?
See, the odds are in Danny's favor, and rightfully so too. I think they should be, but they are counting Brandon out because of Brandon that fought Timothy Bradley, the Brandon that people knew didn't care about his career, always gained a lot of weight, didn't make weight. That's a Brandon that people expect. But I know the Brandon that we have. I know the Brandon that's preparing to beat Danny. So I know they're not taking it lightly either. I know they know they could have a good fight against Brandon, Danny Garcia and his dad. I know they know that it could turn out to be a good fight, but they definitely expect, to win. But Brandon's ready to go out there and surprise the world. Brandon's been the underdog before. He was against Peterson. He was against Acosta. There was a few fights where people didn't expect him to pull him off, and yeah, maybe the first 2 or 3 rounds were difficult, but little by little Brandon started breaking them down. Ends up stopping them or knocking them out. So that's what Brandon's ready for. That's what Brandon's ready to do this fight against Danny.
How do you see the fight? Do you see him little by little gaining momentum? Do you see him coming out the gate, pressuring Danny really, really strong, knowing that Danny doesn't move around a lot? He's going to stay there. How do you guys see it?
Look, we know the first 3 rounds, 4 rounds are not going to be easy. Danny's going to be fresh, strong, fast, but eventually I think Brandon's gonna start picking it up, and turn it into a fight. I think it's gonna be a fight that the fans enjoy, a fight that the fans might want to see a rematch. There's a rematch clause anyways, so I think that's the fight that we're gonna see. The fans are gonna enjoy it. The fans are gonna be waiting for a rematch because it's gonna be that good of a fight.